Most B2B startups tend to waste their Google Ads budget because they treat match types like random tactics rather than understanding how Google Ads work and how to actually build out a campaign that fits their current marketing infrastructure setup. So in this video, I'm actually going to show you how to use Google search ads properly and how you can get that to work for you without bleeding any budget and drive high intent traffic to your website or your key pages, and how to use the match types strategically considering the updates that were made in early this year in 2025. And these best practices of what to keep in mind and how to set things up actually come from several startups that I've already helped set this up for as part of my growth marketing, consulting and contracting business. So for those of you who are new here, I'm Neil. I'm a former IT consultant who turned growth marketer a while ago, and this technical background has taught me how to consider things like Google Ads and how to make sure that it's successful in a more systematic structure, and how to set that up as part of your marketing infrastructure from the get-go so that you can scale in the future once you've got these initial things right. So most startup founders in the SaaS and software community tend to collect random Google Ads tactics and try to deploy them without actually building the systematic marketing infrastructure foundation like I mentioned. And in B2B, things are a lot more complex. It's not like B2C where we can drive particular people to a specific keyword and maybe opt for a transaction there, right? In B2B, things like broad match kills your budget really quickly, and I've seen several founders fall to this where they're testing things out and they deploy broad match campaigns, which is not the right way to go, especially if you have low budgets and because of the long sales cycles you have anyway in a B2B software startup, especially those that are targeting enterprises. So on my screen, which you would have noticed, I've actually switched to the Google Ad match types area. Things have changed quite a bit since early 2025. The keyword match types, in the past, people used to set up these campaigns. They used to create an ad for this particular keyword, and then they used to send that traffic to a particular landing page, which was basically talking about this keyword specifically, right? What we need to remember now is that, especially with AI, right? So if we want to go into this, with AI as well, most things have changed in the sense that AI has made things a lot smarter. Google has become a lot smarter. So gone are the days where we're actually trying to battle for a specific keyword. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to battle and compete for the intent type. But why is this important for B2B and software? So what we do, and what I always recommend, and I've said this before, is with something like the changes that Google Ads have made, they actually work in the favor for B2B software runs. And what that means is we can now focus on a singular area at first and then work our way backwards, back up to top of funnel keywords, which I'll mention what they are in a minute, over time. So at the start, what everyone should be doing is deploying bottom of the funnel keywords. Very simple thing, right? So if you're selling software, it needs to be the type of software name and then software, right? That's classified as a high intent keyword. Now, you guys may have seen my previous video on things like, let's see, here we go. So you guys may have seen this chart here. In the past, I had released a video about how to actually deploy PPC search ads, what you need to stay away from, and how phrase match works and how exact match works. So let's take into account that we're talking about this business valuation software or list of business valuation software. So what you want to be doing is with business valuation software, let's say, right? You want to be targeting keywords like business valuation software, but using the square brackets around it to make it an exact match. Then what you do is once you've collected the most highest intent terms, so anything that means that someone is looking for a software like yours, once you've exhausted that list and then you get some budget on top of that, that's when you layer on that budget to go even broader. So that same thing goes for phrase match and broad match. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, you could probably use phrase match and broad match to go and see what keywords are actually being searched for and capture that intent as well. And then what we will do is we will then go ahead and find out whatever searches they are. Even if there's bad searches, we'll filter those out, we'll add them to our list. Well, we don't have to do that anymore, right? There's so many tools out there. There's SEMrush, there's Google Ads, Keyword Planner, all these tools. You can find out what high intent keywords there are. And the way to do that is to simply, when you type in the keyword, let's say the business valuation software, there'll be things like the related tab on SEMrush. I've shown you guys these multiple times on previous videos. So, go and check those out. Like, they're all over my channel with how to do keyword research and stuff. And it's not really changed, right? But AI has also helped you do that. So if you need to, you can go to Claude or anything like that. And then you can go ahead and say, okay, give me the high intent keywords that are associated with my website, right? Get it to analyze your software, or give it ideas first. And then what you want to do is, once you've actually deployed those keywords as part of your campaign, you're driving them to the relevant page. So let's say if someone's looking for business valuation software, they can either get sent to your home page, right? They could either get sent to a longer sales landing page that you've specifically created to tell everyone about what business valuation software is, why it's important, here are the best ones that you should keep a lookout for, and here's how to demo our business valuation software. Those are the ways that you could deploy these high intent keywords under exact match. Then once you have done that and you've noticed that you're getting consistent results with the exact match, then I would slowly branch out. Once you get extra budget, I would never go to broad match, but I would stick with phrase and exact. Reason why is because for a B2B business, it's so much more complex. There's so many more nuances to account for in a sales cycle, an environment with longer sales cycles. You don't want to be wasting money on these top of funnel, even probably higher than top of funnel, so nonsense that comes from the noise, until you have budget to essentially waste or explore, right? That's the game here. So you want to make sure you use every dollar effectively, and the way to do that is to be as specific as possible, and then make your way up towards being less specific, so that you can explore things like, if you realize business valuation software for supply chain companies is, you finished with that, or healthcare companies, or whatever it may be, those are high intent long tail searches, right? Then what you do is you want to move back towards business valuation software. And then maybe if you don't know what type of additional keywords are coming up after or in between business valuation software, you can use a phrase match to explore what similar searches are coming up for that, right? So you'll be able to find out what high intent terms come up for business valuation software, but in a more exploratory manner, which is using this phrase match. If that's done, you can then go to a comprehensive matching strategy, which is the broad match, but I still would not recommend it. You can use keyword research to actually get around that. So all in all, your Google Ads budget should always be going primarily 100% here first, and then maybe, just maybe, depending on how competitive you are, you'll be putting 20 to 30 to 40% of your budget here afterwards, right? This is once you've built up your negative keyword list. So essentially the keywords you don't want to show up for, or the ones that are relevant. And then once you've added that to your infrastructure, hey, we've got all the guardrails in place. We are spending the budget to appear for the keywords that are highly associated with our business and what we offer. And we know that we're generating the leads, or we're generating inquiries for demos booked, etc. Then what you can do is when that's part of your infrastructure, guess what? Your programs on other platforms like LinkedIn and using it for retargeting, or even Facebook and using that for retargeting, or even retargeting on Google Ads, right? So using display ads, you can start to use those things to retarget the traffic that you're getting from this high intent search. And the same goes for your organic search, by the way. When you start building these retargeting audiences, you're essentially saying, I'm already retargeting the people that have either clicked through, engaged with me, or have come to the website, or have heard about me or my business or my software, and then I'm going to retarget them to bring them back in the funnel, or progress them down the funnel over time, right? Get to the answer of they need to purchase your product. This is how you should be thinking about things. I kind of wanted to make this video because to show you that things have changed in 2025. It's all intent based now, and you'll see that with the exact match descriptions. It tells you that ads may show on searches that have the same meaning or the same intent as the keyword of the 3 keyword match options. So in 2025, you need to consider that search engines are smarter because they're being driven by some form of AI as well, which can understand meanings behind certain things. But in the way that the match types work with even Google search ads, etc., you'll be told that try and go towards broad match and then work your way down. But guess what? You would have spent so many dollars being burnt from actually exploring before you even got to ROI. And so what you want to do is you want to do things in reverse. Go to ROI first, or go to see if there's enough ROI from this, and then see if you can generate bookings, etc., from these that are higher quality. Once you've tapped into the quality and you know you're getting a consistent performing, high performing tactical channel, then you will deploy your ad dollars or your ad pounds, whatever, to phrase match or to a broad match, or I would recommend to other channels, right? So to LinkedIn ads. And something in the future that we'll do is we will compare whether you should be going with LinkedIn ads or Google ads, because that's a question that always pops up, and you'll see that how you can use both, like I've mentioned earlier. So match types, we've gone through that. The exact match is essentially your foundation for high intent campaigns, so spending your ad dollars on that, right? Then when you go to phrase match, what you want to do is that's your strategic expansion, right? So without losing much control over what's working already. And that's when you explore what's similar to the exact match phrases. So that's branching a bit more out. So it's like you're essentially loosening up the shackles for Google to say, okay, I'm going to go and find associated terms to those. And as a good example, I helped a business deploy a keyword around their software where they were the trailblazer in the market, and now they actually command the search impression share. Even though it's gone expensive, because they've been there for such a long time and served the right audience for such a long time, they're able to get the highest intent traffic to their website with people who automatically have come back into the sales cycle, who have recaptured their interest, or who have driven them into a pipeline by getting them to book a meeting and move into an opportunity stage. So that's some of the wins. That's a key win from actually deploying it, and nothing's changed since, right? Apart from optimization and trying to explore other keywords that might be available to us, nothing else has changed for that in particular, aside from some strategic initiatives around it that allow you to retarget that traffic if they haven't converted, or bringing someone into the funnel or moving them down the funnel through nurture programs, etc., which is something we can talk about for another day. So again, if you're a B2B software founder who deals with complex sales cycles, for example, targeting the enterprises, and you don't know where to get started with anything growth marketing related or how to set up your marketing infrastructure in the first place, then you can book a free strategy call with me. It's a growth marketing strategy call. And what we'll do is we'll go through what you're currently experiencing, and if you do need help with your growth marketing, it's from someone who has a more hands-on approach, then we can also discuss that. If you did like this video and you haven't really understood what's classified as a low intent, a mid intent, or high intent term, then you should just check out this video here, and it will take you through everything to do with what I showed you earlier with the pyramid and the top of funnel to bottom of funnel keywords, and it will walk you through how you should set up your campaign so you can start getting customers much sooner with something like Google search ads. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy and see you soon.